Hey, good morning. This is Chad Wakefield with Revival Development Services. Thanks for stopping by and watching this morning. I was having a conversation with a friend of mine last night, and he is new to real estate development. He's an investor, and he asked me, he said, what do you look for when you're looking for a good development site? Um, and it got me thinking. I know it. I've known it for 20 years. And periodically I'll write sort of instructional documents, if you will, on how the process is going to work for clients. But I've never really thought about it in just kind of a layman's terms to help advise people that are new to the process, or uh, they're doing a different type of deal than what they're used to. For example, maybe you're used to buying um, existing apartment buildings and sprucing them up a little bit and getting them back on the market. And now you want to do ground up development. So I told him, it's very simple to do a really quick property due diligence on a property visual. First thing is get out and actually go see it. Don't just look at it on the web, on a broker site or whatever. Google Earth is great. You can zoom in on stuff. That's fabulous. You can get really good aerial images these days. They're fairly current, but nothing beats just getting out and literally kicking the dirt, right? And seeing where things are located. One of the costliest things on a real estate development deal is bringing the utilities. And I'm talking ground up, development or redevelopment of a site from that matter. You scrape the building and you start anew. Knowing where your utilities at is huge. It's going to tell you a lot about that property. If you're walking around and you're looking for manhole covers to suggest where's the storm sewer, where's the water lines, those kinds of things. If you don't see one anywhere around that property, you're going to fork out a lot of dough to bring wastewater, storm sewer, water to that property. If you are looking around and you don't see, any sign of power, transformers, whether it's overhead lines or boxes, again, you're going to spend a lot of money to bring that power to that property. If you look across the street and you see no power lines, but obviously there's something happening over there, and right in front of your property, you see overhead power lines, possibility you're going to have to work with the local power utility to underground those lines. And some utility companies have it programmed in that they're going to bury them anyway, so you may get lucky. But you want to know all of that stuff. If you're going to scrape a site and start anew, a couple critical things is, what are you going to build back in its place? Let's say you're buying an old an old retail store, strip center or something like that. Well, the utilities on that are laid out much differently than if you're going to have apartments or townhouses, something like that. So good, you got to figure out what you're going to build first. Again, look where everything is at. It should be there, obviously, if there's something already there. But for example, there may not be uh, trenching for fiber optic or something like that because it's an old property and just hasn't come in. There's all kinds of things you just got to figure out. But getting out kicking the dirt is the main thing. Looking around for the utilities, obviously looking around, what's going on in the neighborhood too, and making your own assessment or appraisal on whether or not your project is going to work is huge. Um, you're looking down the road a little bit as well. Thinking a few years down, what's the area going to look like? How's it going to function? Is it on the rise? Is it on the decline? Um, What is it and what are the conditions there? All those things are important, and do that before you make an offer on it. It doesn't take that much time. You spend a couple days just kind of doing a little bit of research on the property before you waste your time and the owner of that property's time going in and negotiating an offer. If it just looks infeasible, a 45-day or 90-day or 120-day feasibility period isn't going to, it's not going to give you a different answer than what you probably already know after an initial investigation. Hopefully that helps. If I can help, reach out to me. I'd love to talk to you. Have a great day, and thanks for